My name is Glen Reid, and I would like to tell you about my drawing Esther's Aquacade. First, I would like to thank Carl Brownell of Joe-Lynn Design for making 2 large canvas prints of my drawing and for offering to make this video. Thank you to Dave Swiecicki for your excellent photography, and Jordan Miller for selling the original pencil version of this drawing, and to the person who bought it at the Creatory Gallery and paid a large sum for the work of an unknown 79-year-old artist. In 2007, I wanted to do a drawing that would show the contrast between the worlds of the rich and the poor. In a book of New Yorker cartoons, I saw one drawn by Carl Rose in 1935. The caption reads, "A caravan of California millionaires fleeing the state tax laws and camps for the night in hostile Wisconsin territory." Instead of circling the limousines, I wanted to use a brick wall and set it in an imaginary area of downtown Los Angeles in 1949. My idea was to show a scene from an MGM musical inside the wall and a Warner Brothers film noir on the outside. I have called it Esther's Aquacade after Esther Williams, an Olympic swimmer who became a big star in the 1940s and 50s, mostly in Technicolor romantic comedies. The 1411 by 11 pencil drawing took 7 months using a magnifying glass for the tiny figures. The 30-inch by 21-inch pen and ink drawing took 3 years, but I would leave it for a while and a month or two and come back to it. I again used the magnifying glass to properly space the stipple dots. When I bought the illustration board, I told the salesperson I wanted to do it all with stippling. She said, "You're crazy, I like it." Starting at the lower right corner, the neon sign, La Zona Verde, translated to English, means the green zone, after the fortress-like area in central Baghdad started by Bush Cheney and Company after their inane invasion of Iraq. To the right, near the middle of the bottom edge, someone tries to paint La Zona Negro on the wall, but is stopped by a policeman. Going up the left side, past the Cadillac and the Chevrolet, there is a chain link fence with a Jeep and 2 guard dogs. The Dampier Hotel is named after the Dampier House owned by my grandparents in Northfield, Minnesota. In 1876, Frank and Jesse James and Cole Younger and his brothers tried unsuccessfully to rob the First National Bank across the street from the hotel. One robber was shot and killed from a second-story window of the hotel. People on the rooftop and police beating up someone on the sidewalk could be from a noir movie. On the corner, a man swings around a lamppost like Gene Kelly in Singing in the Rain. The Uptown is named after the Uptown Theater on Academy Road, where I spent many afternoons and evenings. On an Island with You is set in post-war Hawaii. Esther plays a movie star making a movie, and Peter Lawford is a Navy pilot who falls in love with her. Ricardo Montalbaum is her co-star and fiancé. Peter wins Esther, but Ricardo's consolation prize is Sid Charisse. 2 movie titles might need explaining. The Blue Dahlia is the name of a nightclub where Alan Ladd's movie wife hangs out while he is fighting the war in Europe. All My Sons stars Edward G. Robinson as a war contractor who has knowingly sold faulty warplanes to the Air Force. His older son is killed in one of these planes, and the younger son, played by Burt Lancaster, finds out and confronts his father. The father goes upstairs and shoots himself. Riding on a horse in the billboard to the left is Gene Autry. He is singing "Don't Pinch Me In." Two of the lines are, "I can't look at hobbles and I can't stand pences." On the side of the building, above the posters, is Ronald Reagan. I never liked him, but nowadays he is looking pretty good. Tony Sarg's diner is named after a German-born artist and puppeteer who in 1925 did a series of bird's-eye view drawings of landmark places in New York. He also created the giant balloons of cartoon characters for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The window of the diner is meant to look like Edward Hopper's Nighthawks at the diner. On the bandstand is Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra. They appeared in many Hollywood movies. The pool scene is from another Esther movie, this time for keeps. The movie camera on the dolly is taken sort of from the opening scene of The Bad and the Beautiful. With Esther at the miniature piano is Jimmy Durante, a singer and comedian and former vaudeville star. Some of Esther's swimming pool productions were choreographed by Busby Berkeley, famous for his elaborate dance sequences in the 1930s. Esther said in an interview that the diving stunts became increasingly dangerous. In 1953, in Easy to Love, she jumped from a trapeze swing attached to a helicopter. She was 4 months pregnant at the time. Esther's movies are credited with making synchronized swimming an Olympic sport. Thank you for listening to my description of Esther's Aquacade.